Now, I'm not sure if most of us know this, okay? But getting information from an ongoing police investigation in Kenya has been very, very difficult over the years. And I'm talking about a normal investigation. Now, there's very good reason for this, okay? And the reason is, the world over, if investigators start telling everybody everything about what they've discovered, it is easier for those who committed the crime to find a way out, to escape from it. It'll be easier for them to cover their tracks and escape conviction, okay? Now, I've said that is a normal investigation. Now, in Kenya, getting information from investigators, the police, about an ongoing murder investigation, in my view, it is much easier to rob a bank in Kenya. Yeah, that's the way it has been in the past. It is much easier to rob a bank in Kenya than to get information from investigators on an ongoing murder investigation. And it has always been like that. Yeah. Now, this is why what has happened recently is just shocking. We have witnessed information from an ongoing high-profile murder investigation being leaked out on social media. This has never happened before. I am, of course, talking about the case of Monica Kimani. Now, I want to be absolutely clear about what kind of leakage this is, because there are two kinds of leakages. The first is that somebody secretly takes information, or finds information from the investigators, maybe even one of the investigators, and without the knowledge of the others, and without the knowledge of the person leading the investigation, they leak out that information. This leakage we have seen over the Monica Kimani murder is not like that one. It is like the second one. And the second one is where the investigation team, as a strategy, deliberately leaks out information from what they found out. Now, I can already hear somebody asking me, Chris, how do you know it was deliberately leaked out? How do you know that there's no rogue officer involved in the investigation who has leaked out this thing, contrary to what his colleagues want? Well, the reason why I know is the nature of the way the leakage has been done. Shortly after the arrest of the chief suspect, Joy Rungu, we started getting this information out, these leakages. It is very important, to take note of something at this juncture. At this point, the leakages that were coming out were all to do with the suspect already in custody, Joseph Irungu. There was absolutely nothing, that was leaking out about what police had found out about the other suspect, TV anchor Jackie Maribe. There was absolutely nothing. In fact, most Kenyans were sympathizing with her. They were saying she got mixed up with the wrong man. And now she was paying the price, a very heavy price. However, within minutes, of it being announced that Jackie Maribe had been arrested, information started leaking out, that was connected to Maribe and her involvement in this murder. Clearly, these so-called leakages are very carefully controlled, and they're very deliberate, and they're coming directly from the people who are right in the middle of this murder investigation. Now, why on earth are they doing this? What is the motive? Okay, let's back up a little and let me tell you something, or rather let me remind you of something. When the chief suspect was arrested, Bwana Joseph Irungu, he told the police that they were wasting their time, that this particular case would go absolutely nowhere. When Jackie Maribe was arrested, or rather when she came in for questioning, she also threatened the investigators. If I can paraphrase what she said, she told them, tulizeni boli, mazee, mnaweza kupoteza job. Translation, tread carefully. You could easily lose your jobs. Now that is yet another direct threat, just like the first one was a threat. Because every investigator knows when a suspect tells you that, and when actually it pans out that the case goes nowhere, there are usually consequences. There are consequences for those investigating. They could easily get transferred to Garissa or even lose their jobs. It has happened in Kenya before. Or even what happened to my political lecturer could happen to them. They could easily find that they've been suspended. And when an officer is suspended, usually what happens is that they start digging into their work and their past to try and find any small thing, to be able to dismiss them from their jobs, or even to arraign them in court for something they did in the past. Now, every human being has got skeletons in the closet. So as an officer, this is the last thing you want to happen to you. So bottom line, both were threats, and both were credible threats. They were credible threats because both suspects were living together. And we know that one of the suspects, has got very powerful people connected to her. And therefore, in such circumstances, it makes perfect sense for the investigators to leak out information, especially damning evidence that they've already gathered on the suspects. With all that information out there in the public domain, it becomes impossible to make this case go away quietly. Or rather, it becomes much more difficult to make this case go away quietly. Because if nothing was in the public domain, the police could easily say, we found no evidence. There's no evidence linking the suspects to the murder. However, having leaked the information, they can't say that. The public will have to ask, why? Why has the case gone nowhere? And yet there's the evidence, there's that piece of evidence. What is happening here? In my view, this was a very smart move. And of course it puts to shame all those Kenyans out there who still insist that Kenyan investigators are idiots. They cannot even come up with a lead. They know nothing. They can easily be fooled. They are not capable of solving a complex murder mystery. This is what many Kenyans believe. But of course, these moves being made proves beyond any reasonable doubt that the people we're dealing with here are extremely smart. I told you guys very early, a few days ago, never confuse reluctance to investigate, with ability to investigate. In the past, we have seen the police being very reluctant, investigators being very reluctant to investigate things. People have assumed the police have no idea. They are not capable. That's what people have assumed. Well, clearly, that myth has now been buried. The truth has come out. Now, there's something else, that the Director of Criminal Investigations, Bwana Kinoti, told the press that many people missed. And he said this in connection to the Sharon Otieno case. However, it is relevant, very relevant, also to the Monica Kimani case. Bwana Kinoti said, that a murder investigation involving one person, if one person murders, may be difficult to solve, may be very complex. However, a murder involving many people is extremely easy, very easy to solve. The Sharon Otieno case, of course, involved very many people, several people, I think over half a dozen. Now, in the Monica Kimani case, police have mainly been questioning two people. One person, of course, was arrested very early, Bwana Joseph Irungu, and of course he was being questioned even as he was in custody. And the other person is TV anchor Jackie Maribe. Now let's take a totally hypothetical situation so that I am able to illustrate this point to you, to illustrate to you exactly what Bwana Kinoti was saying. This has nothing to do with the Monica Kimani case. It's just a hypothetical example. You and I plan a crime, and in this crime we agree that what we're going to tell the police, to put them off track and very far away from suspecting us, we're going to tell them that we saw a man running out, from the scene of the crime, who was wearing red socks. And he rushed into a white car and he drove away. He drove away in the direction of Mombasa Road. Okay? So we go through all the details, we rehearse, and we are ready now to be interrogated by the police. Now, when interrogation starts, rule number one, and this happens all over the world, we are not going to be put in the same room. We're going to be interrogated separately. So in our initial statement, we tell the police exactly the same thing. What I tell them and what you tell them is the same thing. But then the questions start. The police casually ask you, these red socks this guy was wearing, were they clean or were they dirty? So because this story is not true, we have made it up, you and I, you have to think when you ask this question. So you reason and you think and you decide, because this guy was running away and because he had just committed a crime, this guy must have been wearing clean socks. So you tell the police, the person you saw running away wearing red socks had very clean socks. Now the police come to me and they ask me the same question. And I have to think, because the story is made up. So I think to myself, since this guy was involved in a fracas before they ran out of the scene, those socks must have been dirty. So I tell the police, the man who ran away in red socks was wearing very dirty socks. And the police ask me, are you sure? I say, yes, I'm very sure. Now I'm sure you get my drift. So what has happened in this Monica Kimani case is that there have been very many contradictions between what Jackie Maribe has told the police and what Bwana Irungu has told the police. And even where Jackie Maribe has given the police brand new information, that they did not get from Bwana Irungu, there have been contradictions. You remember the video I made yesterday where I told you where my cop old man used to catch me telling lies? By asking a question and then much later asking the same question in different form. And because I had lied, I'm caught out. By the way, if you've not taken in that video, I highly recommend that you do, because it will help you understand very clearly what is going on here in this Monica Kimani case. Now, according to some of the leaked information I've seen this morning, because I'm assuming it's going to follow the same trend as before, because what was happening before, you see the leaked information on social media, and it's not confirmed, and then shortly after, it appears somewhere else in the mainstream media, or we get a confirmation statement officially that actually that information is true. So according to that information, yet to be verified, but I have a hunch, I'm very sure it's going to be verified very soon, items belonging to the victim, items belonging to the late Monica Kimani, have been found in Jackie Maribe's house. Now, if that is true, this case is over. Because I am not aware, unless you educate me, I'm not aware of any case anywhere in the world where items belonging to a dead victim have been found on a person, and that person has gotten away from being convicted. It has never happened. That is what you call very, very conclusive evidence. Even if you are my boyfriend, and you go and you kill, and then you come to our house, carrying items belonging to the victim, still, you have put me in hot soup, even if I was not involved. Now, the Director of Criminal Investigations, Bwana George Kinoti, has announced that actually they have sufficient evidence to charge Jackie Maribe with the murder. The TV news anchor who broke the news of the discovery of the body of Monica Kimani, that same TV news anchor has been charged with that particular murder she reported on TV. That one is beyond shocking. And indeed, the way Kenyans are reacting, they are numb with shock. They don't know what to say. They are bitter words. Yeah, if I can talk how Kenyans talk. They're without words. So now we have two high-profile murder cases going on in Kenya at the same time. Already this is unprecedented. And in both cases, a young girl with a whole future ahead of her, yeah, a young girl who could be my sister or your sister, my daughter or your daughter, has been brutally murdered, very brutally murdered. One seems to have been murdered because of greed for money, her greed for money, as people are saying. The other one seems to have been murdered because of other people's greed for her money. And in both cases, the victims have had a very suspect life. Let me just leave it at that. Ay. I'm telling you, not even a Mexican soap would have done better. Ay. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.